The following broadcast is brought to you by Public House Media.
Hey everyone, welcome to Beauties and Headcanons, where we're nerdy and you probably are too. This is Emily here with my co-host Erica, and we're here to talk nerdy to you.
Hey everyone! Today we're exploring one of the biggest stars in Marvel movies, and no, I do not mean any of the superheroes. I am talking about Stan Lee. And for those of you who may not know who that is, or maybe just want a little refresher, he is an American comic book writer and was formerly the editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics. And he is the guy who, along with Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko, created a variety of well-known superheroes like Superman, the Hulk, Doctor Strange, the Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Daredevil, Thor, and countless other ones, while also introducing a shared universe among these characters, also known as the Marvel Comic Universe, but we are going to be calling it MCU, as referred to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the movies.
Right. So
not to be confused with each other.
Right. So we are taking a look at the cinematic representations of the Stan Lee comics.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Stan Lee's appearances in all of those movies or TV shows, or he makes appearances in a ride, apparently. So all of those things, are those connected? Do they have anything to do with each other? And if so, what does it mean?
Yeah. But before we get into the theories, back in April of this year, Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, actually confirmed that Stan Lee's character in all of the appearances he makes in all of the movies, all the cameos, he's actually the same character. Like, it's not the same guy, like a different person with the same face and like a bunch of different shows. It's the same character.
Like,
so all of them are related somehow.
You'd call him the same name no matter which movie or show or whatever he's in.
Yes, which is amazing.
Which is, crazy, because there's actually, like, big time differences between some of these movies. Like, if you look at Captain America that happened in the 40s, and then you look at Iron Man that happens, like, present day in the Avengers, there's some big time differences in there, but Stan Lee is the same exact person in all of them.
Which is a little weird.
So, we have some theories for you on maybe what those connections are. The first one we're going to call Life Ruined by Superheroes, and the other one is the Watcher Theory. And maybe you've heard of these before, but we're going to give it our best shot at what these mean and how we can best describe them to you.
Yeah, so the Life Ruined by Superheroes theory was... Basically, it's a very well-known theory from what I've seen. Reddit user Pinstripe Guy came up with it. I think he's also known as the Lamppost, if I'm remembering correctly. But basically, it's that Stan Lee's character is just like a normal dude, and anytime he goes to do something, his life is pretty much ruined by whatever the superheroes are doing. So he is like...
Coincidentally, the superheroes happen to ruin things for him.
Like all the time. Yeah, there's a huge list. I'm just going to go through chronologically, like, how his life is ruined by all of these lovely Marvel superheroes who seem to do so much good for the world, but ruin.
But apparently not for Stan Lee, or whoever his name is in these movies.
I don't know what his name is in the movies, but...
Yeah, if we knew that, maybe we'd know what the deal is.
Yeah, maybe it's something, for... maybe he's a watcher of some sort.
We'll get to that, yeah. So...
All right.
Yeah.
So, he was mistaken by Iron Man twice for two different people.
Two separate movies. Yeah. So two separate instances.
He was mistaken for Hugh Hefner, which, pretty well-known dude. And then he was mistaken for Larry King.
Right,
also pretty well-known. But there's just nobody, Stan Lee.
So, yeah.
And I can see how they would mix them up a little.
Yeah,
but,
and the way when he got mistaken for Hugh Hefner, he was wearing like a red velvet jacket.
Yeah, and it was like his back was to him. So
yeah, well, he was with two like really young women as well. So
Very
maybe it
easy
was
to
a
mistake
joke.
that.
Maybe Iron Man was really just joking, and this Stan Lee character guy was like, "You called me Hugh? That's not my name."
Yeah.
Being a frumpy old man,
Grumpy old dude.
yeah, I don't know, but I could
Yeah.
see the mistakenness, and Iron Man's got a lot in his mind, man.
He's just got a big ego, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's true. He's maybe not the most careful about people,
Yeah. It'd be different if, like, Captain America did it. Then I would feel like, maybe...
Yeah.
Maybe it's questionable.
Although I will give it to Stan Lee or whoever his character is. He did give it a little back to Tony Stark and say, "Hey, aren't you Tony Stank?"
I remember
He gave it back a little bit. I'm like, "Oh, I like this sassy old man."
Oh, that was great.
Yeah. So, I mean, he gave a little back to Iron Man, but he was probably still a little bit hurt by that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Iron Man continued to, like, do things to him, I guess unknowingly, too,
Yeah.
but we'll get to that in just a minute. So he was also in the Hulk, he was poisoned, unfortunately,
Yeah,
by the soda
radioactivity.
that the Bruce Banner, his company, I guess, was manufacturing. It had some bacteria in it that poisoned him, and he had to go to the hospital, which was a little sad.
Yeah,
His whole
like
fridge
radiation
was filled.
poisoning or something crazy like that.
Yeah, his whole fridge was filled with this soda, and of course, like,
He takes like one sip,
obviously.
right? And he's like down for the count. Oh,
yeah.
boy.
I mean, it was gonna happen. He had so many of them.
Yeah, it would have happened with one of them, obviously.
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so thanks, Hulk or Bruce, for that.
Whatever. But I think of all of them, I think the Hulk's was the most, like, unintentioned. Like, he
Yeah.
didn't mean to do it.
Yeah,
It did
it was
happen, but it was like an
completely-
accident.
Yeah, completely
I mean,
by
it's still-
accident.
it's still the
there's
same
no,
dude.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way that Bruce Banner would have known that this guy was going to get his soda and have radioactivity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, obviously, maybe after Stanley got out of the hospital from being poisoned, he took a little vacation to go down to, I think it was like New Mexico or something, to visit his
Yeah.
family. And there was like a crater that Thor's hammer happened to be in, and he didn't realize it at the time, but his truck bed was ripped out when he was trying to tow the
He was
hammer.
trying to help and he was
And
trying to
it
help me
just
get that
ripped
hammer
it off.
out. Nobody knew what the heck this thing was, and they're like, "Oh, let me get it out. Let me get it." So he's like, "I got a truck."
A brand new truck. But, like,
Yeah.
again, it's not Thor's fault that they didn't know his hammer
No.
could be picked up by mortals, but, like,
Right. Well,
I don't
and
know.
he didn't know that it was going to happen to him, but it was. And I guess Thor didn't know that anybody was going to try to pick it up.
yeah, I mean, it was in the
But-
middle of New Mexico, so who
Right.
knows?
Well, and
I don't know what's
Thor
down there.
has
I've
no
never been
idea
there.
about New Mexico either. The first
Yeah.
time he had, what was it, coffee or beer? I forget, but he like completely ordered for it the wrong way and was like, "Another!" and smashed his glass on the ground. And that's not
Nice.
how we do it on Earth. Sorry, buddy. But
No.
anywho, so
But
yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, that wasn't the only thing that happened to his truck.
boy.
Thor completely destroyed the rest of his truck and the town that his family lived in at the same time.
In New Mexico.
It's gone. Yeah,
Oh,
just
boy.
destroyed it, of course. Yep.
Yeah.
So
There
there's
was the
that.
rest of the movie. So that was two things in one movie.
Yeah. The first half of his truck, and then the rest of his truck and
Ugh.
the town.
Yeah.
Like, give this guy a break. Come on.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he returns to, and it doesn't return, he goes to New York City, where the Stark Tower was built suddenly, and seen it before, and there was like another alien attack, and Stanley was interviewed like on the news station. He's like, "So, superheroes, huh?" And he's like, "Yeah, give me a break."
Right, like, really? Come on now, these guys can't be superheroes. My life
They're
is being
destroying
completely
everything
ruined.
that I know.
Everything that I do goes wrong because of these guys. How are they heroes?
Definitely not heroes.
The only good thing that happened was that he didn't die in New York
Yeah.
City.
or New Mexico, or
Right,
he
yeah.
didn't get poisoned and die. Like,
Right, the only good thing is that he's still alive around all of these things, basically.
but he's suffering every day.
I know.
I mean, not every day, but all the time.
Each encounter is just trouble at every turn.
Yeah, it's like they're following him everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
So then Stan Lee goes down to Chattanooga, Tennessee, to judge a beauty pageant. And Iron Man again steals his broadcasting signal. Stan obviously is just kind of fed up and angry. Like, come on, guys, just leave me alone.
Life.
Let me do my own thing. And eventually he just decides he's going to leave the country because he's had enough of the United States and all the superheroes, and was praying that maybe London would have less of them.
Right.
Unfortunately, he was wrong.
Because America is the only place that has superheroes.
America is the only place that has problems, so obviously we need superheroes.
Well, maybe that's the deal. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he was wrong. And that's not the case. So he's in London, and then, of course, Thor shows up and takes on some alien invaders, pretty much, again, destroying parts of London. Ugh. Again, pretty much, they followed him there. Destroyed the city he was hanging out in. Why? I don't know. Why? Stan, I feel like you need to just go to some, underground bunker and just hang out for a little while. Let the superheroes do their thing. Yeah. Maybe they'll go away when the Earth is, on its own and peaceful, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, come up in a couple years. Would it help if he went to another planet, or? Oh,
absolutely. Thor, I feel like can travel pretty efficiently. Iron Man can go out into space, can he? Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, he can get out to the outer atmosphere.
Guardians of the Galaxy, they're all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, he was in that, so okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if he has any hope.
I don't know.
So then after London, he comes back to the United States and moves to Washington, D.C., where he works as a security guard in a museum. Unfortunately, he was fired from that job because someone decided to steal the Captain America costume that he was supposed to be watching.
Great!
I know.
So he had one job.
And he was fired from it.
And it wasn't even his
fault. He didn't do his job. Again, I don't know if that was his fault. I mean, kind of.
But on the other hand, didn't Captain America steal his own costume?
I mean, that would make sense. Who else would want
it? Right, exactly. I mean, unless it's an impersonator, which I don't think it was.
I'm pretty sure.
Well,
yeah.
Oh boy.
But yeah, then
thanks,
obviously,
Captain.
He was fed up with that as well, was let go from his job, and then he was actually abducted by aliens, which brings us to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh boy, this guy!
He's having the worst life.
Terrible time
worst
ever.
Life. But unfortunately for him, he was sold to a man on Xander, who eventually lets him go.
Oh.
Which is great. Yeah, but that's where we end up seeing him in Guardians of the Galaxy, where he's just hanging out in a spacesuit. Doing nothing.
Talking with some beautiful woman again. Back
no,
to his,
I'm thinking of the newest one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he's in both Guardians of the Galaxy, hanging out. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, in the end, I guess it doesn't end out so badly, but in the middle,
there's movies to come. So who knows?
I mean, there are definitely more. Yeah. So. Yeah, and there are a couple in there that we didn't touch on, like in Ant-Man, I think he was a bartender, and I think in Deadpool, he was
a DJ.
He was the DJ at the strip club.
Deadpool, right? Yeah.
Deadpool, I don't know, he was the DJ at the strip club, yeah. So, I mean, he had a couple other gigs in there, and it was more like observational roles where they're like, oh, nothing really bad happened to him in those ones. But
not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, we don't know. I mean, there's still more Deadpool, and I don't know if there's more Ant-Man coming, but...
Yeah, I think there's a second one coming out.
So, I mean, who knows what'll happen in those. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. So, it sounds like you pretty much got the short end of the stick this whole way through. If this is the connection between all of Stan Lee's appearances, I mean, that is awful.
Yeah, I think we should rename the theory to the, aw, poor guy.
Yeah.
That's my reaction after all of them, like, aw.
Yeah, I think that's what we should call it that. We should make that a thing. Aw, poor guy theory. Yeah.
I feel so bad for him.
I know. I'm like, his truck got destroyed in 2 different ways in the same kind of event.
It was before he even fixed it. Like, it was brand new truck. He just drove down there, and it was just right. Like,
and he tried.
Thor should have to pay for that.
Yeah.
If he had cash to do so.
If he had American currency, he would be like, "Oh, I'll just fix it." What?
Or any currency for the world.
That's true. Actually,
from Asgard. I feel like that's the wrong planet.
No, that's right. That's right.
Right.
Asgard,
I was thinking of Aslan from
from Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. No, not Aslan.
That's
Asgard is correct.
Yeah. Their currency would be here, but
if Thor had money, then yes. But I mean, he even tried to escape these superheroes. He tried. He really did. So that's that.
And fun fact before we get to the next theory, I don't know which movie it is, but they actually mentioned that Stan Lee lived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is a shout out to my hometown.
Hey, yeah, me too. I know. Actually, super awesome.
Yeah, so he moved, obviously, all over the country and the world, so it didn't last long, but still cool that he started out there.
Right? I know, but that's where he got the radiation poisoning from, so, well, it's because of the soda, though. It wasn't because of anything else. Not because of Milwaukee. If he were drinking some Milwaukee microbrews, he'd probably be in better shape.
That's probably true. He would still be there.
Yeah, he would have never had radiation poisoning, gone to the hospital, never would have had to drive down to visit his family to feel better. He would have just been fine.
Yeah.
All started with that.
You wouldn't have seen any of these superheroes, because no superheroes come to Milwaukee, let's be honest.
Right, I know. What happens in Milwaukee that superheroes get involved with?
I don't know. The Brewfest, maybe.
Yeah. So. So that's really awesome. But I have the other theory to discuss with you all.
The more interesting theory.
Yes, the more serious theory, if you will.
Serious theory, yeah.
Because this one's actually several years old now. It's called the Watcher theory, and we've got it on several different sources here. The oldest one that I could find with a YouTube video was from NerdSync. However, I'm not going to say that that's the oldest one that there is, the oldest one that I found. So there could be ones that are slightly older than that one, but NerdSync was the most credible, oldest one that I found. There's also a video by Marvel DC Explained, by Super Carlin Brothers, by Bustle. So there's all of these different videos that we could check out. Or Bustle actually was a post, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm sure there's other people that go into way more detail as well.
Yeah, exactly. So there's all these different resources, and we're going to kind of wrap them all together so that we can kind of understand what's happening here. So the Watcher theory is based upon the Watchers. Okay, so there's this group of super advanced people who have very high technological abilities and skills and just technology in general. And at one point, they were like, oh, let's share our technology with people who are less technologically advanced than us. We should help them out. And they tried that. And
not
it backfired.
A good idea.
They tried that with humans, of all things, and we made the atomic bomb. So,
that was real smart of them.
Yeah. So after that event, after that great, brilliant idea, they decided to never interfere with the affairs of other species again. And
they pretty much went with the look, don't touch.
Exactly. They went with the aquarium method. They were like,
yes.
You can look, you can watch as much as you want. That's why they're called the Watchers, but never, ever, ever interfere with anything that you see, no matter what's happening. If stuff's going down the hole, you can't help them. You can't touch it. You can't
just
fix
let it happen.
You have to let it happen, because they have to learn from it themselves. Otherwise, they'll misuse whatever technology or whatever advice they're given. They'll misuse it in some way. So that's their philosophy on that. So that's what the Watchers are. And if you see in the comics, they're like these big-brained looking bald guys that have these robes
giant
on, and they're
collars.
Yeah, and they're like watching over planets and things. They're all in like this big circle around them watching. So that's what they do. And they never, ever, ever interfere. Let me repeat that again. So,
after their mistake with the atomic bomb, I feel like they just learned their lesson.
Exactly.
They're not going to do it again.
Right. Exactly. So here's how this goes then. The theory is that Stan Lee is either one of the Watchers in general, or he's the Watcher of Earth's multiverse. So let me break this down a little bit. It's Earth's multiverse. I don't know if you've heard of that before, but a multiverse basically allows for different types of the same person to exist in different universes at the same time. So that's how the Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man could exist at the same time. You know, there's like 3 different Spider-Mans now, but they can all exist in Marvel because Earths, they have different Earths that they exist on. Exactly. Yeah. So Earth's multiverse, all of the different Earths that exist in the multiverse, those are watched by a specific Watcher, and his name is Uatu. And so there is the theory that possibly Stan Lee is Uatu, and that's maybe his identity. It is possible, though, that he's just another Watcher that happens to watch Earth, specifically with interest in the Avengers and other Marvel superheroes as well, like the X-Men and Deadpool and Spider-Man and all of those guys. So, in general, he could just be another Watcher, technologically advanced, is able to be anywhere he needs to be whenever he wants to be there, happens to be in a certain place and time, specifically when he wants to be there, watching a certain group of people.
Mm-hmm. And that could make his aging make a little more sense.
Yeah, exactly.
He exists for such a long time.
Yeah, because
that kind of alleviates that.
The poor guy theory, his age is really a weird thing happening there, because there's the Captain America movies that he appears in, but he's old then. So how could he be still alive in, like, Spider-Man or the Avengers?
He could be a Watcher, but he's like the poor guy. He's like, I can't do anything, but like I'm experiencing it too.
Oh,
he's the poor guy Watcher.
We came up with a new theory just now.
New theory.
The poor guy Watcher theory.
He can't do anything because that's what his job is to just observe, and he just happens to just be living his life like trying to observe things as like a human in disguise.
Right.
Yep. I don't know how likely that is, but that's an option.
It definitely is. I mean, because as a Watcher, he can't change anything about it, but he just knows what's going on, and he just
and he happens to just keep living it.
Maybe he has this temptation to want to fix things, and so he has to try and escape before he does anything about it.
But then he just keeps getting chased.
Yeah, and then he keeps getting followed by it. Maybe,
and that would also explain why he's being chased, because he's like the person that's always supposed to be watching, so he always has to be there.
Right.
So it's like
so like he has to be there for it.
Have to be there. Yeah.
Maybe he is Uatu.
Ooh, plot twist.
I don't know. But like we said earlier, Kevin Feige said that Stan Lee is the same exact person in all of his cameo appearances. So whether it's the movies, whether it's in TV shows like Jessica Jones, or in he's also in
Daredevil.
Daredevil, or he's in an amusement park ride too.
I think it was a Spider-Man.
Yeah, one of those.
There's a ride that he has a little cameo in, which I think is really cute.
Yeah, it's like, really, who would think to put Stan Lee in a ride? But
everyone should do it.
Right? That'd be great. That'd be really awesome. But But it's confirmed that he is the same person, so whether or not he is the Watcher, we do know that all of his appearances are connected, because he has literally the same identity in every single appearance. Mm-hmm. So that's all we've got on our Stan Lee theories for you today, but thanks for getting nerdy with us. If you have any other theories on Stan Lee, share those with us on our Facebook page, Beauties and Headcanons, and you can also subscribe to us on Spreaker, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and on iTunes. We have a ton of different ways for you guys to check out our podcast, and let us know any other topic suggestions you have. We always want to know what you guys want to hear, so that we can always make our show more interesting for you. So definitely let us know on our Facebook page what you would like to hear about.
Yeah, and also a huge thank you to Public House Media for making this show possible. Be sure to check them out on Facebook, on Twitter at the PH Media, or their website, thephmedia.com, just to stay up to date on this podcast as well as the other shows on the network.
All right, thanks, guys.